This is Chapter 7, Case 3. I'm starting with my file that I created from Chapter 6, Aloha Properties. The first step is to record Adventure Travel purchased capital stock from Aloha in exchange for $50,000 in cash, which was deposited into the company's checking account. So we're going to go to Record Deposits. It's going to record it into the checking account we already created. We want to type in the date of 1/3/14, and we can leave the memo as deposit. I don't have Adventure Travel set up as a vendor, so we're going to go add new right here. We'll click other. So I set up Adventure Travel here. It's going to go into account capital stock since that's what they purchased. I put in capital stock purchase as my memo. The payment method was cash and the amount was $50,000. I'm going to save and close. And yes, that's fine. To receive the payment of $75,000 from General Motors, we'll go to receive payments. I've then put in receive from General Motors, the payment amount of $75,000, the date. I've selected check, the check number, and then we can save and close. After we've received the payment from General Motors, we're then going to want to record this into our checking account. So we can then go here. Our check that we entered from General Motors is going to show up here. We'll make sure it's checked. Select OK. And then it's depositing it up here up into the checking account. We want to make sure the date is 1/4/14, which is correct. And deposit is fine for the memo. We can go ahead and save and close. For the next step, I'm going to have to go into the chart of accounts and create a new account for the short-term investment. The account that I'm creating is an other current asset. The account name is going to be short-term investment. Now that this account is created, I can close out of here, and then I'm going to go ahead and write a check. I'll go right here to write checks. Here's the information I put in. It's coming out of my checking account. I'm paying it to World Investments. I had to add a new other payee. It's going to go to the short-term investment account, $40,000, and make sure my date is 1/7/14. My next check is going to go to a new vendor, so I'm going to have to add a new vendor and a new account. I now have my new account and new vendor set up, so I'm going to go ahead and write a check. All of my fields are filled out. It's going to CBCO Insurance. It's going to hit the prepaid insurance account, $24,000 on 1/8/14. My next step is receiving a $24,000 deposit from a new customer, Pixar Studios. So I'm going to go to record deposits. We're going to deposit into our checking. The date on this is 1/9/2014. Deposit is fine. We don't have this set up, so we're going to add new here. They are a new customer. I have Pixar Studios filled out. I'll select OK. I added a new account deposits for this to go into since it didn't specify where it should go. They didn't give me a check number. It's a check, and I put in the amount. I can go ahead and save and close this. I'll then want to record the deposit of this check. I went to Customers, enter Sales Receipt. I have recorded my 1 week of rent. It comes out to be $31.20 with the 4% tax. I'll say yes. I'm then going to want to collect a card payment. Once I have everything entered, I can then save and close to record this payment. Here I'm creating an invoice for Sarah Rice. I have the invoice number put in here. It's going to be for $12,000 plus the added sales tax. Over here you can see the opening balance of negative $6,000. After I click Save and Close, it'll ask me if I want to apply the credits to this invoice. I'll say yes. Here I'm recording a sales receipt for the rent of unit number 2 for 1 week. I'm also clicking the Visa card to collect the payment in full. I accidentally added the 5115 twice, so it should just be these bottom 3, which is the $14,280 that we want to deposit. So I'm going to select OK. Save and close. We're then going to go here to write a check. I then have my check entered for $23,114.14 coming out of furniture and equipment for the payment of new furniture. I'll then go here to write a check $987 as payment on account to Riley Custodial. It automatically popped up with this bill that I have not yet paid, so we'll want to pay this bill. I went to Pay Bills, I checked it, and I'm going to click Pay Selected Bills. I have now recorded all of the deposits, checks, and transactions. My next step is going to be processing the payroll for the information provided in Table 7.9. My last step in this problem would be paying the employees. So I'd go down to the bottom and I would click Pay Employees. I would then type in Danielle's hours. She's going to have 20 hours this period. Fran is salary, so I wouldn't have to type in hours for Fran. I would then go to the payment detail and I would type in all of the Medicare, federal withholding, Social Security, Medicare, etc. and make sure that's all correct how the problem asks it to be. It would then take me to the page of the check. I would verify that everything on the check was correct and I could click Save and Close and then I would be complete.